Yeah, what I hear you saying is that in fashion, it's not always about displaying the beauty of God, though sometimes it is. Sometimes it's inspired by beauty. Sometimes it's about the message that God wants to communicate.
Oh, yeah.
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 Another one that just came to my mind. Where do we see fashion in the Bible? What were the first ever clothes in the Bible?
The leaves?
Yeah, the leaves, like literally right back in the Genesis story, like the clothes are a significant part of the journey, you know, after the fall. So we've got Adam and Eve, they were naked. They didn't wear clothes, right? No fashion in the beginning. They're just having a great time. Yeah, pre-fashion era. Their body's good. God designed it. It was very good. Cool. But then they sin, they rebel from God in their free will, and then for the first time they have shame.
Yeah.
And then what does the Lord do to cover their shame? He says, here, you can sew together these skins, like these animal skins with kill these animals, make clothes out of them, and that'll cover your shame. And so actually the first fashion in the Bible, the first clothes, is also a prophetic act. It's a message saying your shame is covered by the sacrifice of blood.
Yeah.
You know, which was also a prophetic pointing towards Jesus, because one day there would be a need for one sacrifice for all to cover the shame of the whole world, to deal with it. And right back there in the beginning, God was doing something prophetic. He was saying, okay, by the sacrifice of these animals, I'm going to cover your shame because I want you to have dignity. I want you to, walk in freedom. And so I have something that's to clothe you and something for you to wear so that you don't need to walk in shame. And I bet those clothes, maybe they were beautiful. I don't know. Maybe they're beautiful. Maybe they were ugly and weird because they hadn't developed their fashion making skills, right? Because it was the first clothes. Like the first thing you make is never the best thing, is it? Do you make clothes? Like, do you sew or anything?
Yeah, I do a little bit. Yeah.
And how bad were they the first things you ever made?
Oh my goodness, they were so scary. They were definitely like for my Barbies and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, them, like,
yeah.
Literally.
Oh, that's fun.
And
That's
so
really cool.
I'd just be like cutting, sewing. I don't think I even sewed in the very beginning. I'm pretty sure I taped things together.
Right, yeah. See, sometimes we haven't developed the skills, but it's not always that the message is, look at the beauty. Sometimes the message is, well, what is God saying about this? In that case, it was about covering shame.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, other fashion in the Bible. Where do we see fashion in the Bible?
Lydia was a fabric merchant.
Yes.
I think. Yeah, and she sold like expensive fabrics, and then she was able to fund the disciples, I think, with that. And so just like her being a businesswoman in the
bringing
fashion
business
industry,
into that.
Yeah,
that's good.
Was so powerful. And like the gospel was able to be spread because of her help.
Yeah. So there we've got, in that case, it's not about the beauty of the Lord. It's not about the prophetic act. It's actually about the economy.
Yeah.
And it's about a craft and I bet she was, called, filled and skilled for that as well. A craft that she developed that she could exchange for finances to fund the work of God.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing. Love that.
Wow.
More fashion in the Bible. Any thoughts? We're just making this up as we go now.
No, literally.
More fashion in the Bible.
Let's see.
I mean, we've got the robes also in the tabernacle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like all the priestly garments, all the things that everyone wore to show like their reverence, and like when they like walked into to meet with the Lord, like they had to be dressed properly as well. Like every single detail mattered. Like they were encrusted in like stones and gold and specific fabrics. And I think it's really also a point to show that when they were going to meet with the Lord, they knew how holy and anointed these places and these moments were. Yeah. So they also had to be dressed properly for it.
Yeah.
Because I think that there is so much importance in the excellence of how we do present ourselves, how we present ourselves obviously in our everyday lives, but also when we're presenting ourselves in front of the Lord.
Yeah.
Like if you're literally standing to meet in the presence of God.
Yeah.
I think it does kind of matter what you look like.
Be intentional about that.
Yeah.
Show up intentional, not like you just rolled out of bed.
Yeah, 100%. So I think that there is so much, like, it's also an act of showing our reverence. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you understand how holy God really is.
Yeah.